That's it! I believe we finally found and unlocked the final costume in the Balan Wonderworld demo. And we've also figured out how to use those strange piston looking things on the Isle of Tim. Let's get into it. If you've unlocked any of the Tower of Tims, you'll notice that there are two strange piston looking things on the island, but you can't interact with them and the Tims don't seem to do anything with them either. Well, after my last video, where we saw feeding the Tims can make them huge, this is linked at the top of the screen right now, user Marcus Hodel, sorry if I don't pronounce that correctly, reached out and let me know that if you get the Tims large enough, they will actually be able to interact with it, and they're supposed to be a trampoline. So if you feed them enough drops to get them to grow, they can actually use the trampolines. I'm guessing this will help increase the growth of the Tim Tower like the little wheel does, but as mine is maxed out already, I can't confirm this. I did also find a blog post on the Japanese Balan Wonderworld blog that shows the Tims using it in a smaller size, and one pushing another onto it that looks scared, showed here on the screen. Strangely, after getting a large Tim to use the trampoline, I did see a small one use it once, but then it wouldn't do it again. Also, an important thing to note is that the Tims seem to revert back to their smaller size after a short while if you don't throw another one at it and make it lay an egg. So while it may be funny to watch them use the trampoline for a little bit, don't forget to make it lay an egg before moving on, or it's kind of a waste. Now for the final costume. We've been scouring all the levels looking high and low for any special things that we can find, and it's bothered me for a while that I could see another area of World 6 Act 1 that I just couldn't reach, and there was a costume piece behind there. The area I'm talking about is in the clock tower the first time you go in. Behind the metal cage you'll see a red door on the floor, which I believe is tied to another costume that's not in the demo, but also a costume piece right above it. While I could easily make it to the red door on the floor, I could not find a way, even with co-op, to jump high enough to reach the costume. That's when user Lightning Thunderbolt had a great idea and mentioned they thought we could make it over the fence if only we could get high enough using the gears. So I spent a little while last night trying to see if it's possible, and after many attempts and many falls, I can say that it is. By far this was the most difficult costume to get to, but here it is. The Pounding Duck. The ability reads, press X while jumping to perform a ground pound. The wearer will emit a shockwave upon impact that can take out enemies and break brittle blocks. Sound familiar? Yeah, sadly this is almost identical to the Pounding Pigs in terms of the ability, but it is a new costume, although a little underwhelming. I had to do some pretty tricky platforming to make it over here, and I had to use the co-op double jump trick to make it over the fence. I was able to make it over with one jumping jack costume and then no costume on my second character. You'll need to climb the main path, and when you reach the top, jump to the right hand side and get on top of the gear. From here, you can cross a narrow path to the other side and very carefully jump onto another gear. Then, jumping from here using the jumping jack's glide ability and then a double jump, I was able to make it over the fence. Make sure you already have a key before going over so that you can nab the costume. Thanks again to everyone with your amazing comments and tips and suggestions. I love to hear from you all, so feel free to let me know if you find anything else. That's all for now, and as always, happy gaming.